You have a right to feel overwhelmed because you're trying to take on so much that your biology isn't designed to handle. We're not designed to do everything, and yet in this day and age, we think we're supposed to do it all. Today, we're going to talk about being overwhelmed as a mom and what you can do about it. There are some things that you can do. Today, I'm going to share those tips with you. Let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is that if you feel overwhelmed as a mom, that is completely normal, okay? There's nothing wrong with you. You aren't a bad mother. It is completely normal that you feel overwhelmed, and I'm going to tell you why. I want you to think back in history, back in hundreds of years ago, maybe even thousands of years ago. Humans used to live in tribes. There were groups of people. These groups of people would help raise the children. And even just a few hundred years ago, we used to live with our extended families. The mother's parents would live with you, or your husband's parents would live with you. You may have a great aunt or a cousin that lived there. We had family with us, but that was, there was other people living in the home besides the mother and the father and the children. And with that came extra help. So you had extra people there to help with taking care of the home, taking care of cooking, and taking care of the kids. So nowadays we don't have that extra help. It's pretty much all on the mother and the father. There's also so much more that is expected out of a mother and a father nowadays. In the past, education was important, but it wasn't like it is today. And even if you send your kids to public school, you're still expected when they come home to help them with their homework and projects and, field trips, and there's all these extra things that go along with it. And then if you homeschool, obviously all the education gets put on you, and that's a lot of extra work. We also live in much bigger homes for the most part, extra bedrooms, indoor plumbing, which, before we didn't have to take care of bathrooms, and now we have these bathrooms we gotta clean. And, don't get me wrong, modern living has brought a lot of luxuries into our lives. It's made life easier in ways, but it's also brought a lot of extra work with it. So feeling overwhelmed as a mom or as a parent in general is understandable because there's a lot more expected out of you. And pretty much since it all falls on you or the father, you're expected to do, all the cooking, all the cleaning, do all the laundry. You're the nurse, you're the therapist when they're upset, and you got to help them work out through their emotions. And there's just so much that is expected out of mothers nowadays. And on top of that, so many women work. They have full-time jobs or at least a part-time job. And that's a lot of extra stress right there, just having another job, another duty that you're responsible for. Modern life has brought a lot of great things, but it's also brought a lot of stress and a lot of overwhelm. And so if you're feeling overwhelmed, I just want you to know that that's normal and that's okay. But we don't want to feel that way, so I do have some tips to help you so you don't feel overwhelmed. So let's get into those now. So a big reason that I think that people get overwhelmed is because they have too many decisions to make. Something you can do to help yourself with this decision fatigue is to offer yourself less choices. And so that's what I'm going to kind of talk about here first, is how can you give yourself less choices and so you don't feel overwhelmed. Okay, so the biggest thing that has helped me personally is putting routines in place or systems. And what I mean by that is when it comes to running a home, if you don't have systems in place, it can feel like you don't know what to do, or you feel overwhelmed because you have so much to do that then you just don't do anything because you don't know where to start. And so having a system in place for different things that need done helps you stay on top of it, and it doesn't get so overwhelming. And so a good system to put into place would be like a cleaning system. If you work all week and you don't have time during the week, maybe your cleaning system is, every Saturday or in the morning, you're going to clean your whole house. And that works for you, and you feel good because your whole house is clean in one day and you don't have to worry about it any other day. But like for me, since I'm home during the day and I don't like to do a lot all at once because it wears me out and it's too much. So I like to do a little each day. So every Tuesday, I know I'm going to dust my house. I don't have to think about it. I just know that that's what I'm doing that day. And on Wednesday, I'm cleaning the bathrooms. And that's just what I do. And I don't have to think about it, and it doesn't overwhelm me because I know I just have one thing that day that needs to get done. Another system you can put into place is when it comes to cooking. I have index cards that I've taken, and I wrote down about 20 of our family's favorite recipes, things that we eat on a regular basis. And I know before this, I would just feel so overwhelmed when I would go to order groceries. I would sit there and think, what are we going to eat this week? What am I going to make? And I wouldn't know what to do, and it just overwhelmed me and it was very frustrating. So what I started doing is I would write down all of our meals on these cards, and then I would just pick 7 cards that 7 meals that we plan on eating that week. And then I knew, okay, I need to make sure I order these groceries so I can make these meals. And those cards are what I would pick from for the week to eat every day. And then I'm not thinking every day, when it comes to dinner time, like, what are we going to make for dinner? What am I going to cook? And getting overwhelmed and feeling frustrated because I already had it set up. It was already planned. And that's a big part of when you feel overwhelmed, I think, is that you don't know what to do, and it overwhelms you because there's so many decisions. You have so many decisions to make, and it can just mess with you. So the less decisions you have to make during the day and the week, the happier you're going to be, and it's going to be less stress for you. Another thing is laundry. So I do 1 load of laundry every day, and right now I only have to do it 5 days a week. So the weekend I don't usually have to do any laundry. And so I know every day I do 1 load of laundry, and I can pretty much stay on top of it doing it that way. And so maybe for you, you just want to do, all your laundry on one day or on the weekend or something. But you need to set up some kind of system that works for you, that makes your life easier, and that you don't have to think about it. You just know, like, this is what I have to do. Another system you could set up is what you wear. So a lot of people have so many clothes, right? Closets are full, and you walk into your closet and you don't know what to wear because you're overwhelmed by all the choices. And so if you can, at least during the week, maybe you say, this is like my uniform. These are the 5 to 10 outfits that I'm going to choose from for the week, and that's all I have to pick from. And then it's going to not overwhelm you because you have less choices. And so that's another system that you can put into place to help you. If you're getting value from this video, make sure you subscribe so you can see more videos on how to live a happy, healthy, and peaceful life. All right, so after you've put some systems in place or some routines to help you, your next thing you need to do is you need to find time for yourself, okay? Some alone time. Now, this doesn't mean laying in your bed and scrolling on Instagram, okay? You want to do something that's going to make you feel good. Think about things that you used to do before you had kids. Maybe some kind of hobby that you would like to do again. Try to find time to do that every week, if not every day. So for me, I love doing yoga, so I try to do that every day. I find time either in the morning or before I go to bed to do, even if it's just 20 minutes of some kind of yoga, because it just really helps me feel better. I feel more relaxed, I feel happier, and that makes me a better mom. So find something that you enjoy and make time for it, whether it's maybe you used to draw or sew, knit, maybe it's you like to go for a run, like you were a runner at one point in your life. Find something that you used to do and make time for it, because you cannot fill your children's cups if your cup is empty. So make sure you find time to do things that bring you joy also. And if you can't really think of a hobby or something that you really enjoy doing that you want to do now, just find time for yourself. Even if it's just a 30-minute bath, or sit by yourself and drink your favorite cup of tea, and maybe you watch your favorite Netflix show or something. But just find time for yourself every day, because we need time to decompress. And if we're going all day long, taking care of everyone else and not ourselves, you're going to feel overwhelmed. So find time for yourself. And if you're a single mom and you're sitting there thinking, I have no time for myself, I can't do this. First of all, I want to say you're an amazing woman, because I don't know how you single moms out there do it, how you do it all. I am extremely impressed with your ability to handle it all. So kudos to you. But you do need to find time. So whether that's before your kids wake up, maybe you get up an hour early and you do something by yourself then, or after they go to bed, you try to find a little time then when they go to sleep. But you need to find time for yourself. It's very important. And if you're feeling like, I can't do that, I just don't have the time or the ability to have time by myself, this leads into my next point, my next tip. Don't be afraid to ask for help. There are so many people out there who just wish people would ask them to help. I think a lot of times it's hard for people to ask for help, but there's so many people out there who actually want to help. So don't be afraid to ask your next door neighbor. They can watch your kids for an hour so you can clean your house, or so you can do something for yourself. So many people want to be there for others. It makes them feel good. No, think about yourself when you do something for someone else, how good it makes you feel. And just give that opportunity to somebody else. Let them help you. And another idea, if you don't feel comfortable having somebody watch your children without paying them, you can try seeing if a friend and you could trade babysitting. So, for example, you would watch their kids for one day or for a few hours while they go do something for themselves. And then the next day or the next weekend, they watch your kids and you go do something for you. And so it's free, but you're still getting some time to yourself and you're helping your friend get some time. So that's another option. And my last tip for you is to give yourself grace, because motherhood is hard and there is a lot that is expected out of us as mothers, and it's okay to not get it all done. Most days I do not get it all done. My to-do list is never finished, and that's okay. That's normal. But just give yourself grace and know that it's just a season of life, and try to enjoy the moments as you can, because they go fast. Before you know it, your little babies will be adults. So just try to enjoy the moments and give yourself grace, because you're doing a great job. And there you go. Those are my tips on how to not feel so overwhelmed as a mom. I hope you found it valuable and it will help you in your life. Give me a thumbs up if you've liked this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!